Hello, it's Kate Northrup, and if you are just finding me for the first time, just a little background, I am the author of international best-selling book, Money, a Love Story, and I am also the founder of Origin, which is coming soon. So lately, I've been specializing in supporting entrepreneurial moms to thrive and do the things to grow their business that don't include just working harder. So anyway, today I wanted to talk to you about the new moon in Taurus, which is happening at 8:16 p.m. tonight Eastern Time. Why the heck am I talking about business and moons? Well, because the moon really rules gravity. It also rules the tides, and it also rules the way that women's bodies cycle. So as a woman, we are always in tune with the moon on some level, whether we're aware of it or not. And because the moon is powerful enough to give us gravity and give us tides, I recommend that we pay attention to it and capitalize on the energy of the moon to help us increase our profits and increase our productivity. So if you're new to the moon, please feel free to leave your questions below, but I'm going to give you kind of like a quick course, and then I'm going to talk about today's new moon in Taurus, which has to do with money and love and all things ruled by Venus. I'll tell you what that means in a second. So first of all, why the moon? What's up with the moon? Well, there are 4 distinct phases of the moon, and each of them coincides with a very specific phase of the creative cycle of manifestation. So whether you're wanting to build a house, build a business, make a baby, get married, write a book, launch a speaking career, I don't know what you want to do, but every single creative project that you embark upon will have these same 4 phases, and they are reflected in the way the moon waxes and wanes in a very predictable manner in a cycle of 29 days. So today we are on day 1 of the lunar cycle because the new moon is the dark of the moon, and it is the beginning of a new phase, of a new cycle. And so it's a really great time. The new moon is always a really great time to set intentions for what we desire to manifest, either in the next lunar cycle, or there's a lot of different opinions on when things manifest in terms of the lunar cycle. I'm not an astrologer, so you can read up on that. My friend Jennifer Rassiopi just posted a blog about this, and you can find her. I'll post her in the comments below. Okay, so the moon has the 4 distinct phases, the new moon or the dark of the moon, then the waxing moon, meaning it's getting bigger, and then the full moon, which we all know what a full moon looks like, and then the waning moon, which means it's getting smaller, and then brings it back to the new moon. So every creative project will also have that. It will begin in the dark because everything begins in the void. Everything begins with nothing. And so that's when we cannot see the moon. And then the project kind of grows and expands, and it reaches its peak of cross-pollination, its peak of receptivity, its peak of blossoming, and then we begin to wind down all the details. We cross our T's, we dot our I's, we harvest what we've created, and then we wind down and wrap things up and reassess and kind of do a post-game analysis, and then we again plant seeds for the new manifestation. Hi, Ariel. So what's up with that is every single thing we birth, whether it's a baby, a book, a business, a relationship, goes through these phases. And this is normal. This is the natural process of life. This is the abundant process of the universe. If you want to know more about this and how it applies to your business, I do invite you to go over to sustainablesuccessworkshop.com, where starting May 9th, I'm going to be inviting you on a journey with me for free, where I will teach you the 4 distinct phases of what I call the upward cycle of success, which coincide with the lunar cycle, your menstrual cycle, and the seasons. And this is a framework that we can plug our businesses into so that we can get into peak productivity and peak momentum, and we can use this framework, this process of planning our businesses and running our businesses, it's a whole new approach that allows us to be in peak creative flow and to take advantage of the timing of different aspects of our businesses so that we can essentially get more bang for our buck and we can get results through other things other than just putting in more effort. Hi, Anna. So that's over at sustainablesuccessworkshop.com. So sustainablesuccessworkshop.com, head over there to learn more starting May 9th. But back to the moon. So there are these 4 distinct phases. And when it comes to our life and business, each one of them then, when it comes to the moon, each one of the phases of the moon then has an overlay of the astrological sign that the moon is in at that time. Today, the new moon is in Taurus. And Ariel, thank you for posting that link. So the new moon is in Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus is the planet that is all about the sensuality of life, the juiciness of living in a body, the luxury. It's really about money and love. How apropos, given that I wrote a book called Money, a Love Story, and I have a course called the Money Love Course. So this Taurus new moon, the new moon is always a great time to plant seeds for the things that you would like to manifest, but this Taurus new moon is really particularly great for planting seeds of the things you want to desire, you desire to manifest around money and love. And honestly, around pleasure, around like the joy of living in a human body, around luxury. So I would ask you to share with me in the comments right now, what do you desire to manifest that relates to money, love, and pleasure and luxury? What are some of these things? Now, I'll tell you what I'm doing today for the new moon. Mike and I got our keys to our temporary rental that we're going to be staying in until our house is finished because we're building a house. So today we're going to go over to our new apartment and we're going to sage it. So we're going to create sacred space and just kind of do an energy clearing. We're going to light a candle and we are going to, I actually have, I'll show you it, a specific new moon book, new moon manifesting book. This was given to me by my friend Laura Thompson Brady, and I'll be sharing an interview with her next week. So if you'll see it here on the Facebook page, but you can also make sure you're on my list over at katenorthrup.com. But I started keeping this journal just a couple months ago. So this is the new moon. And so I write down what my new moon desires are. So I'll be bringing this with me tonight over to our new apartment, and I'll be writing down what I desire to manifest, and I'll be focusing specifically on the things around money and love and sensual pleasure and luxury. So for me, one of the things, awesome, Elena's just shared, she wishes to manifest a job in her field, which is as a mental health counselor. Awesome. So anyone else, please share what you desire to manifest during this particular lunar cycle. And today is the time to write it out. So the ritual that I'll be doing is taking some sage, creating sacred space, just kind of like smudging the new apartment, which just means like lighting the sage so it smokes a little bit and walking around the apartment and just kind of like clearing it all out. And then what I'll be doing is lighting a candle with Mike, and I'll be writing down my desires in this new moon manifesting book. And then I'll also be reading through the desires I wrote down last new moon, which was March 27th. And I will be crossing out the things that I manifested. And then I will rewrite the list of things I desire, including those that I have not yet manifested from last month, and the ones that are still relevant, of course. So I'll write those all down, and then I will say something like, and so mote it be, which is what I like to say to kind of like put things into the energy of the universe. So that's a really simple new moon ritual. That's what I do every new moon. I was turned on to this by, again, my friend Laura Thompson Brady. And it's just a really good day to like sit in kind of the divine pleasure of being in a body and what that means, especially feminine, kind of like that feminine, juicy energy of, think about the goddess Aphrodite, Venus on a half shell. Like that's kind of the energy that we're going for today. So I love it. So thank you so much. Again, what I'm talking about, this is a new topic for me, so that's why I have notes. But I'm really into it, so I figured if I'm into it, other people might be as well. It's really about how can we use the moon, which is responsible for gravity on planet Earth and tides on planet Earth in very predictable, powerful ways. How can we use that to increase profits in our business? How can we use that to increase our productivity? How can we use that to feel more calm as entrepreneurs, and if you are a mother, as mothers? Because we thrive on predictability, neuroscience says. So again, lunar wisdom, we're tapping into the moon because it's one of the most powerful forces. Lunar wisdom is a very powerful force. Taurus, the new moon is in Taurus, is today. It's the perfect day for writing out your desire list and manifesting things regarding money and love and pleasure. And also, the manifesting ritual would really be just like do something to create sacred space. So you could light a candle, you could say a prayer, you could meditate, you could ring a bell. I will be sage smudging around my new apartment, and then write out your desires and then say some kind of prayer or incantation like, and so mote it be. And so that's what I have for you. If you want to learn more about the moon, I do recommend you can do some quick Googling, but my friend Jennifer Rassiopi wrote a great post on it today. And then if you want to know more about the 4 phases of the upward cycle of success that is based on the wisdom of the moon, of the 4 seasons, and of the menstrual cycle, and the creative matrix of everything that is life, right? This is every single thing that's ever been created fits into this framework. If you want to know about how to tap into that from a business perspective so you can get better results with less effort, that's really tapped into source energy, and you can, basically how can you create more results in your business through things other than your sheer will, right? Then please head over to sustainablesuccessworkshop.com. That workshop starts May 9th. It is free, and it is a 3-part workshop where I'm going to be teaching you why time management is a waste of time and how to manage your energy instead. I will also be teaching you this 4-cycle, upward cycle of success and how to tap into that to get peak momentum. And then we're also going to be talking about why, as a mother, you, or a caregiver, you are optimally wired to succeed in business. So all those things over at sustainablesuccessworkshop.com. And thanks so much for coming. Happy new moon in Taurus. Let me know what your desires are below. Oh, and just so you know, if you're tuning in and it's not April 26th, you have still the ability to manifest this energy of the new moon for a few days before and a few days after. So you didn't miss the boat. And the good news is the new moon comes around every 29 days, quite predictably, and we can all tap into this. So be sure to be paying attention to when the next new moon is, and then you can tap into that every single month. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you soon. Bye.